Good morning, friends. Welcome to Take Two for this Tuesday, the 2nd of April, 2019. I'm Jeannie. I'm so glad to be with you this morning. Well, today's message is called Twist and Shout, because that's exactly what happened to me a few days ago. Well, I'll explain. Well, first of all, let me introduce to you the culprits of this tale, and that's these kinda sorta high shoes. Now, for the most part, I wear flat shoes. But the other day, it was just such a lovely, gorgeous spring day. It was like 82 degrees. Michael was outside. He was working on the garden, and I was getting ready to go to the radio station. I was getting ready to walk out the door, and I decided, you know what, I think I'll put on these shoes because they're a little fancier. I was going to be meeting with some people. I thought I'd be nice, dressed up a little bit. So I put these shoes on. And I'm really not used to wearing, I know for some of you out there who wear stilettos and things, this seems like a simple. But for me, if you don't wear high shoes very often, and then you do, you kind of have to watch your balance. Well, truth be known, I was out in the yard where Michael was digging, and he was pulling up ground and all that, and there are quite a few ruts in our backyard. Now, Michael knows how to maneuver the riding mower and where to walk because he's back there all the time working on the yard, but I hadn't been back there, so I walked out the back door where he was digging in the herb garden, and I had these shoes on, and before you know it, I twisted my ankle. Now, what happened was I was walking towards him, and I kind of slipped into a rut, so I felt myself falling forward. So to prevent myself from falling down all dressed up on my face in the dirt, I tried to maneuver myself, and I ended up not falling, but what did happen was I twisted my foot. And let me tell you, that twist led to a real shout. So let me tell you what the last few days of my life have consisted of. I've had to wear these compression sock things with the toes sticking out, I've had to have this on my leg. I've had to have ice packs that wrap around. And of course, lots and lots and lots of this stuff. A lot of ice on my ankle. Now, thankfully, it was not broken. I could twist it, I could move it, it hurt, and it got a little black and blue, but clearly it didn't swell to the proportions that would indicate that it was broken. I even had communication with my podiatrist through Facebook, oddly enough, and he assured me that if I kept it elevated and kept lots of ice on it, that it should be fine, and if it did not seem to be fine, to make sure I gave him a call and got in there as quick as possible. Well, the point of my story today, boys and girls, is, and by the way, it is finally getting better, and I am finally doing much, much better. The swelling has gone down, the little bit of swelling I had, the black and blue is diminishing, and the pain is finally starting to go away. But the point of my story today is, boys and girls, sometimes when we go to stop an impending disaster, like me falling on my face in the dirt, sometimes the prevention of it causes something even more disastrous. Have you ever been in a situation where you're driving a car, for example, and you see a stick in the road, and you go, oh, I don't want to run over that big stick. So without paying attention really to your right or to your left, your reflexes say, I'll do this to prevent rolling over a stick that might have done minimal damage to my car, but as a result, you swerve and you hit a tree, and you end up having major damage to your car. The same way that I tried to prevent falling on my face, which really probably all that would have meant was that I would have gotten a little dusty and dirty and probably had to change my clothes. But in my desire to stop one thing disastrous from happening, I ended up with something far more disastrous. So I want you to stop and think about and reflect upon that, because here's my encouragement to you today, boys and girls. If you think one little thing is the real problem, stop and reflect and say, okay, wait a minute. if I put that aside for a second and really concentrate on the real problem, maybe I could concentrate on that and find solutions to that before I try to find solutions to the little one. Are you getting what I'm saying, boys and girls? Be aware of everything. Look at the whole picture, okay? I wasn't looking at the whole picture when I had those shoes off. I should have just stopped and kicked my shoes off. If I'd have done that, then I could have steadied myself. But instead, I kept the shoes on and I kept trying and trying to stand up straight. And that was a foolish thing to do because the end result was needing lots and lots of this and these things. So will I ever wear those shoes again? I don't know. Maybe not. I thought about selling them in a yard sale now. But here's what I do know. I am not only going to be aware of any little impending disasters, but I'm going to keep my eye peeled for the bigger picture of what big disaster could come if I concentrate on the little thing. Then maybe I'll miss the big thing. Okay, you got me? All right, I hope. Let that all sink in, okay? So that you're not twisting and shouting. Now go be a blessing to somebody today. You know, you might end up being the only one who is. If you know somebody out there who has done some twisting and is shouting right now, go be that arm around the shoulder and show them lots and lots of love, okay? Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Jeanne Sigler, Jeannesigler. Hit that subscribe button. And, of course, for great music, great programming, great everything, tune into WRMZ.org and hit the listen button. Okay, I love you very much. Yeah, the more I think about it, the more I think these do need to go to the yard sale. I love you. I'll see you tomorrow for the Hump Day message. I think you're really going to enjoy it. Take care now. I'll see you then. Bye-bye.